Hey everybody. The hits just keep on coming. I'm so here. I'm so here for what is actually going on in this country right now. Like at long last, the scales have been removed from people's eyes and conservatives have had enough of their nonsense and we are fighting back and it is getting delicious to watch the meltdown. So, we're going to talk about Kimmel's firing, and it is a firing because he won't apologize. And then we're going to talk about Antifa finally and at last being designated as a terrorist organization, which they 100% are. And then those people who are like, it's a both sides issue. Like, no, it's not. And we're going to prove it. So stick around for all that today on the Angela Bach Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Bach.
At long last, the dominoes, they be falling, okay? Jimmy Kimmel, who is my former boss at The Man Show, and I've told this story before. I worked at The Man Show years ago as a receptionist. Jimmy was not crazy then. At some point, Jimmy sold his soul to Satan so he could get, in with Hollywood. Like, that's what I think honestly happened. Anyway, he's had a show for quite some time. So first, Stephen Colbert gets the axe, which of course he's blaming on Trump. And he blamed on the lawsuit that Paramount, the parent company of CBS, had to settle with Trump because they decided to cobble together a 60-minute interview to make Senator knee pads not sound like a complete retard. So they're blaming that on Trump when the reality is that no one was watching a show and it was just a hate fest. And it cost $100 million a year to produce and they were losing $40 million a year. It's called math. The math wasn't mathing, as the kids say. So, of course, Stephen Colbert gets his little obligatory Emmy a couple days ago. And he was like, you guys, I love this country so much. And I'm so scared for it. And blah, 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 blah. Just, trying to keep it low key, like get out there and do what you can. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And that's going to be his swan song. Like, does anyone think these grifting leftists who are always just looking for a buck are going to somehow pay Stephen Colbert to have a podcast where he just rants and raves all day? Like, I don't know, maybe, I guess we'll find out. But now the other shoe is dropped and the other shoe is Jimmy Kimmel. And the reason the Jimmy Kimmel shoe has dropped, it's not because the president of the United States called up ABC and was like, I don't like the look of Jimmy Kimmel's face. Fire him. No, you idiot leftists. You idiot leftists who are all of a sudden worried about free speech. All of a sudden saying unironically, all for the last 24 hours about how, we are losing free speech in this country. And Jimmy Kimmel his show's being canceled because some people didn't like what he had to say. It's like, oh, you mean like how Charlie Kirk got murdered because he was saying words that a bunch of you idiot, filthy leftists didn't like what he had to say. And then you spent the last week celebrating it. You mean like that kind of free speech? Like, save it. So no, Jimmy Kimmel didn't get fired because of free speech, and President Trump had nothing to do with it. Why he got fired is because, like all leftists have done this past week, they have gone out on the plank and they thought that that America and the world would catch them as they jumped off the plank, and they realized they just went splat when every leftist in America for the last week who was celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk and lying about who actually killed Charlie Kirk. And this is what the left is now doing. This is the gaslighting that they are now taking it, because I've said this on other videos. They are the leftists who are on TV and who are pushing this narrative. They're not stupid. However, they know that their followers are.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night. Good morning.
Trump's actually going to win this thing. I'm so pissed off.
Good morning. Good morning. What the fuck?
The bigotry and hatred.
I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
We're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends.
I hate this dumbass who can't shut his little pie hole apple.
Who the f*** is voting for him? You. How f***ing dare you?
We are I chose family. I chose women. I chose America.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you.
This is all prank, right? It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this will ever happen.
Wrong.
They know that they are the most useful of useful idiots. And so Jimmy Kimmel getting fired was not fired because he had a hot take on Charlie Kirk. He got fired because his hot take on Charlie Kirk was that it was a MAGA person who did it. And let's not pretend it wasn't. Roll that clip.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
So this is particularly gratifying to me because, as I said, I used to work on the Man Show, and Adam Carolla, who has made himself quite a career as a commentator himself, I imagine he and Jimmy don't have anything to do with each other anymore. And I guarantee that's not Adam's doing. That's Jimmy's doing, okay? Because leftists cannot coexist with anyone who does not follow their dogma to the letter, okay? That is why I think what we're witnessing right now as a country, the analogy of this, if you think of America like a group of normal friends, a group of normal people who are in a friend group, okay? And then there's that one leftist in the friend group who you're not going to kick out of the friend group because you know him since high school or whatever, but like they're getting more and more unhinged, and you can see their insane rants on X or on Facebook or Instagram, and you're just like, oh my God, this guy. But you don't kick him out of the friend group because, again, you have affinity for him. You like this person, or you used to like this person. You know this person is not a terrible person. They just have horrible opinions on everything, okay? And so the normal people in the friend group for a very, very long time have stayed quiet. They've stayed quiet because they don't want to rock the boat, because they know that that one friend in the friend group, if you confront them with anything, will lose their damn mind, okay? Will lose their mind. Fire will come out of their eyes, smoke will come out of their ears, and it's the end of the world, okay? So in order to keep the peace, the normal people in the friend group are like, let's just not bring anything up to this guy, okay? So that is what the American people have been doing for all of these many years with these people. And, you know, people who got canceled for not wanting to take a vaccine and leftists cheered it on. People who got canceled for not wanting to wear a mask or question the 2020 election or weren't down for the transgender agenda being shoehorned down our throats 24/7. They lost jobs. They were canceled. The left cheered it on because the left thought, as that one leftist friend in the friend group who wasn't gonna, who other people didn't want to confront because they knew the level of insanity that would come back if they did. They thought, we're in the majority. We are the people who are setting the agenda for everybody else because we're the ones who are right. Because you know what, our little echo chamber of the mainstream media and academia and magazines and Hollywood, they all are saying the same thing as us. So aren't we the smart ones? Aren't we the enlightened ones? I mean, these knuckle dragging troglodytes over there, like, they deserve to be killed, frankly, for their views. And that's what we're going to stick to. So all of these leftists who are getting fired, and I will get back to Kimmel in a minute, all these leftists who are getting fired, they don't seem to understand that the collective friend group known as the American people have finally decided we're not going to coddle this nonsense anymore. And we're going to fight back. And we're going to show you who's actually the majority. So if the panic hasn't begun to set in for you leftists yet, I imagine soon it will, because we're all done playing with you. We're all done tiptoeing around your batshit crazy opinions. Okay, we will engage with you now, and we will not be afraid to be vocal about what we believe, because we've had to listen to your crazy nonsense for these many years. Okay, so the Kimmel thing is particularly, it's quite a watershed. And JB Pritzker, who's running for president, of course, JB Pritzker, who wishes, everyone happy Mexican Independence Day, but yet lives in the United States. But of course, I mean, those are his people. the illegal aliens that live in Illinois and all over the other parts of the country. He's like, well, I gotta give them a shout out since they are my people. And God forbid if we lose the illegal aliens, like we are really cooked. Anyway, he said when the Kimmel stuff went down, I mean, so dumb. These people, again, the gaslighting, they know their idiot constituent base is going to lap it up like the dummies they are. Okay. A free and democratic society cannot silence comedians because the president doesn't like what they say. This is an attack on free speech and cannot be allowed to stand. All elected officials need to speak up and push back on this undemocratic act. It's like, okay, so the undemocratic act of making a comedian, not a funny comedian, a guy who cried when President Trump got elected, a guy who wink, wink, nudge, nudged, urged the bombing of Tesla dealerships a few short months ago, the firebombing of Tesla dealerships and the destruction of private property because you didn't like what Elon Musk was doing.
Our co-president, Elon Musk, sent a SpaceX vehicle to bring the astronauts back, and when they landed, he fired them immediately upon landing. Tesla stock is way down, almost disastrously so. People have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize. Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so,
anyway, J.B. Pritzker doesn't seem to understand that Jimmy Kimmel isn't in jail. Jimmy Kimmel wasn't arrested for saying the ridiculous thing he said, the lies he spewed on national TV. He's not like rounded up and thrown into jail for a year like they do in UK. If you misgender someone online, or if you say you might want to remigrate some of these Islamists that have infiltrated the United Kingdom. No. He hasn't been rounded up. He has free speech. You get to say whatever you want. That doesn't mean you have a right to a multi-million-dollar a year platform, Jimmy Kimmel. Okay. Now, Jimmy Kimmel is unrepentant, which is great news, which is really great news, which tells me that the echo chamber he is still in, the echo chamber, the blue sky echo chamber, the Hollywood echo chamber, they're going to rally around Jimmy Kimmel. And they're going to pretend that President Trump had something to do with this when he didn't. ABC had something to do with it because they were like, ooh, yeah, that's not what's actually going on. So here's my question in all honesty. Jimmy Kimmel is not a dumb man. Not a dumb man. But seriously, did Jimmy Kimmel not realize what he was saying was a lie? So it's one of two things. Either he didn't know what he was saying was a lie, which means he is only listening to echo chamber crap that says, we don't know the motive. We don't know what Tyler Robinson's motive was. We don't know what that was all about. I mean, he could be a MAGA guy. I mean, look at his parents. Look at his grandparents. They're all like super MAGA and super Christian. So, you know, he must be MAGA. Like he's either listening to those people and believes it and hasn't ventured to do the most cursory of searches to find out that that's 180 degrees wrong, or he did it on purpose because he knows the people watching his show are retards.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
And he knows the people watching his show who are retarded, functionally retarded, will go out and spread that garbage. Well, you effed around, you found out, Jimmy. And I suspect that Jimmy Fallon is probably next on the chopping block, and maybe then Seth Meyers. So get rid of all of them. Put them all to work behind the fryer at McDonald's, and let us all have a collective cheer for the exiting of stage left of one Jimmy Kimmel. But not to put too fine of a point on it, Jimmy Kimmel was asked to apologize, to go out on a show and to apologize. Like, say, okay. See, again, a normal this is how you know that Kimmel knew it was a lie and said it anyway. Is because when he was shown that what he's saying is not true, a normal person with a modicum of decency would have gone on the air the next day and said, I was misinformed about who the shooter of Charlie Kirk was. Let me correct the record and let me extend my heartfelt condolences to the Kirk family and to so many Americans who are grieving the loss of an iconic figure on the right. That's what a normal, decent person would have done. No, not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is doubling down. He's like, F that. I'm not apologizing. So get ready to be completely unemployed, Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm here for it because you've been skating on being an asshole for far too long. So buckle up. All right, guys. And the wins just keep a coming, ladies and gentlemen. Antifa, who the left wants to pretend isn't a real thing, has now finally and forever, I suspect, been designated as a domestic terror organization. Between Kimmel and Antifa being designated as a domestic terror organization, which Trump did, it is so delicious, you guys. Charlie is up in heaven laughing because little did you freaks know that the murder of Charlie Kirk would lead to so many watersheds in the United States and around the world. So much removing of scales on people's eyes. So much exposing of demons who have been living among us. So much of people ending the coddling of that one lunatic friend in the friend group. Like, done. And so now Antifa has been designated as a domestic terror organization. I imagine that as more and more comes out about the Democrat Socialists of America and perhaps their ties to Tyler Robinson and their ties to Lance Twiggs and Tifa's ties to these people, trans Tifa's ties to all these people. They're going listen, if you think that Trump and Bondi and people in law enforcement haven't been connecting the dots of where the money has been coming from, and how is it that whenever there's some sort of civil unrest, there's an immediate uprising and they have all these gas masks and they have all these printed signs and they mobilized all these people who, don't have jobs, but somehow can muster the strength to get off their couch and stop doom scrolling for, enough time to burn down a city. Like, they're all being paid, obviously. And we're going to come to find out that the financial networks that funded, more than likely, my opinion, and what the evidence is now showing, funded Tyler Robinson, funded Lance Twiggs, funded Trans Tifa, funded Democrat Socialists of America, funded Antifa. It's probably all going to go back to George Soros, the demonic Darth Vader of our time. And I cannot wait for the RICO charges to start rolling in for Antifa. And Antifa likes to pretend there's no structure. It's not really a thing. Like, you're just crazy. You right-wingers are crazy. It's like, don't let them gaslight you, because remember what they did during St. George Floyd and fentanyl riots? I think we do. Remember what they did teaming up with BM, Black Lives Matter, during that whole thing? Whether it's burning down Tesla dealerships or just random havoc being caused around the world, it's all Antifa.
He's getting his disguise on.
Okay, so remember this. I'm going to wear a mask underneath the mask. You should wear this. I'm wondering if I should wear, what do you think I should wear as the hat? Should I wear this or this? Yeah, here, this is your mask.
Oh my god, the America mask.
Dude, I'm not fucking with you. You gotta blend in. I know you can't stomach wearing it, but like, you need to blend in. You have to have a visual identifier. You're not coming if you're not wearing this.
Alright.
You could also wear this.
Yeah, the America hat might be my move, but we'll see. I'll bring them both in my backpack.
We've got Fox News. Oh wait,
CNN. We're ready to
we're ready.
I don't know if we're committing crimes doing this, but
Are you insinuating that I don't work for all three of these companies simultaneously?
I am at least a little bit insinuating that.
You feel like you think that I don't work for all of them. They won't trust you unless there's a visual, like there's something visual.
And it's all being funded because, again, these people won't do that out of the kindness of their heart. No, they're mobilized, they're paid, and they are paid insurrectionists, which is why, again, for the longest time, normal people have been afraid to speak up because they're like, I don't want these people coming after me. I don't want a doxing campaign on my business or my family, which is, again, the things that Antifa pays these people to do. So good, you guys. But what's even funnier is that people on the right are saying, I am Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. You have unleashed a lion. You have no idea. As Erica Kirk beautifully said, you have no idea what you've done. Okay. So Trump wanting to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization, I don't think is just something that came about because of Charlie Kirk. I think this has been in the works for quite some time. And little did these freaks know that Charlie would have been the catalyst to get that designation into the law. Okay. Now, what's funny is, again, the right is saying I'm Charlie Kirk. Evidently, the left is now going out and saying I am Antifa. Y'all, we're not the same. We're not the same. Where are the MAGA riots? Where are the MAGA burning down of cities after Charlie was murdered? Oh, that's right. You just saw a bunch of prayer vigils and a bunch of people coming together, sharing Charlie's message and the message of Jesus Christ. What do you freaks do? You go burn down cities and show just how Luciferian and demonic you are. Like, and dumb. This is getting so good, you guys. But listen, these people, it is whack-a-mole. Don't get lazy. Don't get complacent. This is just getting started. They want a civil war. Okay. I don't think we're going to go to a civil war because I think there's going to be so much exposed by what these people are doing and the funding mechanisms that have been, whether it's through USAID, through George Soros, who gets his money from an NGO funded by USAID. Like, there's going to be so much, and all that USAID money has now been cut off. So George Soros is going to have to go into his own bank account, I guess, to keep funding the unrest. I mean, I don't see him doing that. Leftists don't like to pay for things. They're not good tippers. They are generally assholes in society. So I don't know. What is the future for Antifa? I think that Trump also is goading them. He's goading them, you guys. He wants them. He's like, come on out, have a riot. Why do you think he's putting National Guard all over the country? Ostensibly to help ICE round up illegal aliens. But why else could it be? Could it be because he knows what's coming? Could it be because the chatter in Antifa Discord groups are there? It is going to go to an 11 of crazy, you guys. So come on out. Give it a shot. We're going to round all y'all up. And we're going to make y'all start singing. We're going to find your leaders. We're going to find out who your bosses are. And we're going to get to the bottom of who's funding all this. Because it's not coming from George Soros's pocket directly. It's probably coming from our money. I can't wait. It is, again, but don't get complacent. We have to play whack-a-mole with these people all the time. Okay. And we are not the same as these people. We are not cheering on people losing their jobs just for having an opinion, for saying, I didn't like anything he had to say. I thought he was a racist, but nobody deserves that. No one, listen, you filthy leftist scum who are outing yourselves left and right, who have been so arrogant to think that everyone agrees with you, because again, the normal friend group doesn't push back on you because they don't want your nonsense. No one's saying you can't have an opinion. No one is saying you can't say whatever the hell you want to say. But when you cheer the brutal murder of someone and ask who's next, your employer should probably know what kind of demon is among their ranks. And that is up to the employer, what he wants to do with you after that. We're just serving you on a silver platter. That's all we're doing. But by all means, say whatever the hell you want to say. No one's throwing you in jail. But if you continue on with your incitement of riots, that could get you thrown in jail. We'll see. Okay, and finally, I meant to get this out in a video or two ago, but it is, still hot topic. The left keeps trying to tell us that it's both sides. What? It's both sides that are doing these things. Look at Melissa Hortman. I talked about this on a video the other day. Melissa Hortman, nobody on the right was celebrating that state senator's murder. Nobody. Okay? Like, find me a right-wing person who's not just some random Twitter person. Find me a random Twitter person who celebrated that woman being killed. And by the way, find me any leftists who actually highlighted it when she was being killed? Because you didn't. You just went on with your normally scheduled TDS. Okay. You weren't lamenting the fact that this woman got killed. It was just, frankly, I think that because when it came out that this guy was appointed by Tim Walz, you were like, oh, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Moving along, nothing to see here. And then, of course, we had several mass shootings or incidents culminating with Charlie Kirk that were done by filthy leftists that you're just like, it's not really happening. And both sides do it. No, both sides don't do it. So Eric Schmidt, former AG of Missouri, now a senator, he's fantastic. When he had a chance to question Kash Patel the other day, he said, Mr. Director, I have a list of recent terror events in the United States or mass shootings or whatever the left is doing today. And I'm going to ask you if it's a left-wing person or a right-wing person. And Kash was like, well, that's not my place to say. And Eric's like, cool, I'll tell you. And so I'm going to roll this clip and let y'all see this, because it really does put a pretty fine point on it that no, it's not both sides. Roll the clip.
And I would point out, we've heard years of the left, their loudest voices calling anyone on the right extremist MAGA Republicans, fascists, Nazis, an existential threat to democracy. Check yourself. And don't give me this both sides bullshit. Mr. Director, I want to ask you, the man who tried to kill Republican congressman at the congressional baseball practice, nearly killing House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, left-wing or right-wing violence?
Sir, I believe it was a left-wing ideology.
Okay. Burned down cities during the Summer of Love in the George Floyd riots, left-wing violence or right-wing violence? Left-wing. The Waukesha Christmas Parade massacre, left-wing or right-wing violence? Left-wing. The Lee Zeldin stabbing attempt, left-wing or right-wing? Left-wing. The Covenant school shooting in Nashville, left-wing or right-wing? Left-wing. The Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt on President Trump, left-wing or right-wing? Left-wing. The Trump International West Palm Beach assassination attempt, left-wing. The Abundant Life Christian school shooting, left-wing. The United Care CEO's murder, left-wing. Tesla's burned, keyed, damaged, firebombed, left-wing. The murders at the Israeli embassy, left-wing. The ICE facilities firebombed, left-wing. The Minnesota Catholic school shooting, left-wing. The anti-white Charlotte and North Carolina stabbing, left-wing. The attempted Utah News State firebombing, left-wing. And now, of course, the culmination of this vile trend, a left-wing assassination of Charlie Kirk. So don't give me this both sides. If we want to get to unity, let's be honest.
Okay, to wrap this up, y'all, Jimmy Kimmel losing his job is a great thing. And it's not just great because he is a poisonous toad that was lying his face off, lying about conservatives, lying about Trump, adding to the poisonous well that our culture has devolved into because of leftists. But he is so arrogant, just like the rest of them are. He thinks they're not going to be able to do without me. And America's like, but we can, and we will. And this should be a lesson to Hollywood and you morons who were at the Emmys, standing up for Hamas and screaming F-ICE like that self-hating Jew, Hannah Einbinder. You're not the majority, okay? You're not. You are the freak friend in the friend group, and we are done dealing with you. We're done placating you. And so let this be a lesson to all of you leftists. Like, we don't have a problem having a civil debate with you, but we're done being demonized and being dehumanized by you people. That's why we're here. It's not because of the right. It's because of the left. So the quicker you understand that, and the quicker that you start to be deprogrammed, because you are in a death cult, 100% in a death cult, and y'all need to be deprogrammed stat, because we just want to get along with people. Y'all want us dead. That's a fact. So I figure there's going to be more to come with this. The arrogance won't stop. Just keep making checks on who's getting fired next. It's a beautiful thing. All right, that is where I'm going to leave today's video. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next video. I will be done. Bye.